Morning, boys. We're with Mr. Elliot, the Director of Cross Country at TSS. I want to tap into his wisdom and experience towards your running work that you can be doing right now. Lots of options in front of you. And also from a PE point of view, we do have the 1.6k run coming up. All yours, Mr. Elliot.
Hey, welcome guys. It's one of those things running at the moment. A lot of things have been taken away from us and a lot of sports have been taken away, but running, providing you do it by yourself or with a sibling, you can pretty much still do it. And the beauty of it, doesn't matter whether you're out in the bush, you might be at home in a suburban area, you can still get out and do a session. So the purpose of today is to just go through a few drills that'll help you get ready to run, and then I'm going to give you guys a couple of sessions that you could do that'll certainly help you with your 1.6, but it'll also help you just with your general fitness. So what we normally do is just go for a little bit of a jog. Now you can just jog around your backyard, but about 5 minutes or so of jogging. It might be just down the street, or if you're out in the bush, just down the driveway. Okay. When you come back from that little jog, all you want to do is just get a little bit of sweat going and a little bit of perspiration. Things start to feel a little bit warm. And we're going to keep it really simple. The two drills that I want you to do are simply a high knee and a heel flick, okay? And that's just going to hopefully make it feel like when you're ready to run faster in our session, you're going to be ready and warmed up and ready to go. So the first thing with our high knee is we're going to make sure we're standing nice and tall. We want to make sure our toes are back towards our shin, okay? And we want to make sure our hips are nice and high. Now sometimes I say to people, pretend you're stepping up onto a box, okay? So you're going to have a box that's like that. One thing we don't want to be is a robot, okay? So we don't want to have our arm and our leg the same one coming up. We want to be opposite arms, opposite legs, okay? So I'm just going to do this over about 10 meters. I suggest you guys do the same in your backyard or at the park or even down the beach if you've got some space to do that. But just remember, while we're doing this, we want to be on our own. We don't want to have a group of 10 or 15 guys doing this. We just want to be doing this with one other person. So first one we do is high knees. Standing tall, toes back towards my shin. Okay, and as we walk back, you can just do a hemi-neural stretch where you scoop through, just down, and scoop through each time. Now I'd suggest you do that 2 or 3 times, fellas, over sort of the same sort of distance, 10 or so meters. One thing that often we do is we hold our breath when we do that drill. I don't know why, but it means that we get out of breath and we're all a lot more tense than what we need to be. So even that time I was trying to do it perfectly for you guys, and I actually found myself holding my breath a little bit. So this time we're going to do heel flicks. It's the second drill we're going to do. And what we want to try to do is get our heel to come in and tuck kind of underneath our bottom, okay? Sometimes you see guys do this and it's all way out the back. What we want to do is we still want to have a little bit of heel flick, okay? But we want to sort of sit it, kind of where our undies sit at the bottom of our bum there, okay? Same thing, we're just going to do it over about 10 meters, and I'm going to try and remember to breathe this time, okay? Nice and snappy, arms coming through, hips nice and high, and relax. As you're walking back, we'll just go and do a walking lunge. Step up over your knee, down and control. Up over your knee, down and control. With this one, try to keep your tracking of your knee over your middle toe. The other thing is, notice where I'm looking straight ahead. I'm not looking down, I'm not looking up, and I'm just going down to where the grass is tickling my knee. Okay, a couple of sessions that you can do, guys, after you've done those drills, and you can be really sort of, I guess, leave this up to your own devices of what you feel like doing on any given day. Some days you might feel really energetic, so you might want to go and do a hill sprint. Other days you might feel like just doing something a little bit more aerobic, like a tempo run. The bottom line is, as long as you're doing something, we're going to get some benefits out of it, okay? So rather than sitting down and going, nah, it's all too hard, I'd much rather see you get out and do a session of something rather than nothing. With a hill, grab a hill that's about 20 or 30 meters long, okay? And once you're nice and warm, all we're going to do is just some strides up the hill, okay? Use your geography of what you've got, okay? If you've got a nice hill at the back of your yard or on the street, then modify it and work with what you've got around nature. This one's only about 20 or 30 meters long. And what we're going to do, we're not going to try and sprint, we're just going to stride up the hill. And the thing we're going to focus on is getting a straight back leg each time. So we're trying to get that full extension. And what I'm going to try to do is not to lean too far forward and certainly not leaning too far back, but accentuating that straight back leg. And that'll really help with my drive and power when it comes to running faster. I'm just going to do 1 rep now to demonstrate, guys. And with your recovery, you can either just walk down easy or just jog down. Now you might give yourself a set of 10, 8 to 10 of those, or you might break it up and do, say, 2 sets of 5, okay? But just working with what you've got. If you're doing it with a brother or a sister, maybe you tag your sister, she goes up and does a rep, you come back down and give yourself some recovery there. Second session I want to talk to you about is a fartlek session. Now we do a lot of this kind of training. Fartlek's a Swedish word that means speed play. So you can pretty much use whatever you've got. If you're out on a paddock, you can use some fence posts. If you're in the suburbia, you can use some traffic lights. But all you're trying to do is mix it up with different speeds. So you're trying to go from a sprint to a jog, maybe to a walk, back to more of a tempo run, and just continually change it up. Now for you guys, what I'd suggest you do is a minimum of 10 minutes and a maximum of 20 minutes. So those guys who are really fit and have been doing a fair bit of running through the year, really build up to sort of 20 minutes or so of fartlek running. If you're someone who hasn't done a heap of running, then I'd focus on doing 10 minutes of constant moving. And you might do a bit more walking than, say, the running side of things. Okay, so that's your second session, is the fartlek session. And my third session is simply a tempo run. Okay, now a tempo run isn't a jog. A tempo run is getting out there and running just under maximum pace, but faster than a jog. Okay, so what I'd suggest with this one is probably break your tempo run into maybe 3 by 6 minute runs, or for the fitter guys, 2 by 10 minute runs, and have a minute or two walk between those longer reps, okay? And you want to be trying to run really efficiently, up on top of the ground, and sort of feel like you're floating along, okay? Those guys who've done a cross-country race or a park run, probably kind of break up your park run or your cross-country pace into 3 or 4 manageable chunks, okay? And that way, you'll find you get a really good effort on your heart, okay? A really aerobic sort of session that you'll find you get a really good benefit out of. Guys, happy to help anytime. Shoot me an email if you've got any questions about those sessions. But our main thing for you guys while you're out at home is that you're staying active and you're not just sitting on the couch all day. So get those 3 sessions done and let me know how you go.